A controversial moment sparked debate during the match. Should Gabriel Martinelli have been sent off for pushing an already injured Conor Bradley? Was it simply a heated reaction in the moment, or an act of unsporting behaviour deserving a red card? Let's take a closer look at the incident, the laws of the game, and the arguments on both sides.
Controversial moment in Arsenal's goalless draw with Liverpool last night. Roy Keane and Gary Neville labelled Gabriel Martinelli's behaviour disgraceful after he appeared to push Conor Bradley off the pitch whilst the Liverpool fullback was injured. Then he dropped the ball on him as well. Martinelli was booked by the referee, Anthony Taylor. Dermot, I'll come to you first on this one. It wasn't anything any of us like to see. Under the laws of the game, though, should it have been punished more severely? He received that yellow.
Difficult to say, because what happens when he drops the ball, it's not wise, and then we have all this pushing and shoving. I think if the players leave it alone and Martinelli's left alone, it's easy for the referee to deal with Martinelli alone. Once the other players get involved, it ramps up everything on all the different players. So I think what Martinelli does gets diluted a little bit. And in many, many ways, they've actually helped him stay on the field, I think.
Well, that's just part of it, though, as well, isn't it? This sort of incident, Jay, from a player's perspective in particular, your teammates aren't going to get riled up.
I mean, let me tell you right now, if that was me on the floor, and he didn't drop the ball either. Martinelli didn't drop the ball. He went like that, and then he's like nudging him in his back with his knee, and then he's like pushing him off the pitch, and you know, Conor's obviously got a serious injury. I think everyone can see that. These are the kind of, these are the kind of things that happen in a game, and we've seen it in the past, where if I'm Conor Bradley, as much as Martinelli's come out and he said sorry, I will not be forgetting that the next time I play against Martinelli.
In terms of the seriousness of his injury, though, watching that again there, when you see him go down, it's late on in a game as well. Is it obvious straight away that it's a serious injury? Because we now know that it was. He was stretchered off. But immediately, is it obvious?
I think that's irrelevant whether it's obvious or not. You don't act like that to another peer, for example. Yes, obviously they're trying to win the game. I understand that part. Everyone's anxious, you know, it's going back and forth. It's a high-tempo game. I understand that part. But you don't put your hands on anyone on the football pitch. One, he's thrown the ball at him. You don't do that either. You nudge him with your knee. You don't do that either. And it's not okay to just come out afterwards and say, I'm sorry. Because in that moment, he was trying to react. He didn't think he was wrong.
OK, we'll get to all of the subsequent things that happened later. But for now, let's actually listen to what Roy Keane had to say about it last night.
No, I didn't like it. Didn't like it at all. Happened to me once before, and I was badly injured. A player stood over me, and yeah, it's not good, because clearly we could see. Listen, we know football. We know players' reactions. We know he's a good lad. First of all, throwing the ball on him, standing over him, and if he's got a little knee in him here, if you watch it closely, he's trying to force him off. And I'm surprised the Liverpool players didn't go after Martinelli a bit more. I think Martinelli, that behaviour is absolutely a disgrace.
Listening to that, and given the provocation caused by the incident and the rest of the players getting involved, which Gary Neville also alluded to in commentary, could Martinelli be punished retrospectively for the incident, Dermot?
I think not, Hannah, because he's had a yellow card. He's had a yellow card for his actions. I still go back to what I say. If the players leave it to the referee's got a different landscape to deal with. But when they all pile in, he's got to check everybody else, and a lot of things get lost. But in that incident, I think Martinelli has made a very, very unwise decision.
Could it have been a red card?
No, I think there's not quite enough there.
There was 3 kind of separate incidents in that one incident, really, because obviously he has thrown the ball at him.
He's dropped the ball on him.
No, he went like that. His hand's the opposite way around. Dropping it would be he's got his hand with his palm facing upwards. He's actually he's thrown it down.
Second one.
Then obviously he's nudging him with his knee, trying to get him off the pitch. That's another one. What was he doing that for? And then he's actually pushed him. He shoved him. So like, to me, I'm looking at that and I'm saying there's kind of 3 separate incidents there that can be another yellow card.
Very, very rarely you see 2 yellow cards for one incident.
But you do see it. We have seen it. We see it the other day with Paquetá. That's the same incident still.
Not a very good example, because...
But it's the same incident.
Not a very good example, because Paquetá was told to back off 4 times.
Yeah.
And he still came back at the referee.
But I'm saying, nonetheless, it's still the same incidents.
For having to go at the referee when even his teammates told him to stop.
Yeah.
The last player that was sent off in the Premier League, believe it or not, for two incidents in one, was Martinelli at Wolves.
Okay, but I'm saying to you, at the end of the day, that's 3 incidents in one where you could book him. If they were all separate on the pitch during the whole game, you could definitely book him for 2.
Yeah, I get that.
That's why I'm saying, and for me as well, as a player, I'm looking at that, and you know, like Gary Neville said there, and like Roy Keane. I mean, definitely Roy Keane. He's had that incident himself with Alfie Haaland. You know, you don't forget things like that because it's like, why are you putting your hands on someone? You know, Martinelli doesn't know if he's really injured or not, but ultimately, you don't need to put your hands on someone.
Well, that's what I was going to ask you next, Jay. In terms of Martinelli has said that he has since apologised. He posted on social media saying, I didn't appreciate the seriousness of Conor Bradley's injury. I've apologised to him since we've spoken. As a player, would that be enough for you?
Yeah, I mean, I'd be like, yeah, thanks a lot, but like I said, the next time I play against you, that won't be forgotten.
Well, what's the deterrent? How do we stop this happening then, with that in mind, looking ahead to the next time these guys play, and more generally?
Be strong, be proactive, be on the front foot.
A controversial moment involving Arsenal winger Gabriel Martinelli and Liverpool defender Conor Bradley has sparked widespread debate following their recent Premier League encounter. The incident, which occurred while Bradley was already on the ground receiving treatment for an injury, has led many to question whether Martinelli should have been sent off. During a tense phase of the match, Bradley went down injured after a challenge and appeared to be in visible discomfort. As play stopped, television replays showed Martinelli pushing the Liverpool defender while he remained on the turf. The referee, however, chose not to take disciplinary action beyond calming the situation, allowing Martinelli to remain on the pitch. The decision immediately divided opinion among pundits, fans, and former referees. Critics argue that pushing an injured player constitutes violent conduct or, at the very least, unsporting behavior, which under the laws of the game could justify a red card. They claim that intent and context are irrelevant when a player uses force against an opponent who is unable to defend himself. Others have defended Martinelli, suggesting the contact was minimal and occurred in the heat of a highly competitive match. They argue that while the action was unnecessary, it did not meet the threshold required for a dismissal and that a yellow card, at most, would have been sufficient. Some also questioned why VAR did not intervene if the incident was deemed serious. Former referees have offered mixed views. Some insist that referees must be stricter in protecting injured players, emphasizing player safety as a priority. Others believe the official applied common sense, recognizing the lack of excessive force and the emotional intensity of the moment. Liverpool manager and players were visibly frustrated by the decision, while Arsenal maintained their focus on the game, which continued without further incident between the two players. Conor Bradley was eventually substituted, with the extent of his injury later confirmed as precautionary. The Premier League has not issued any post-match statement regarding the incident, leaving the referee's call as the final word. Nevertheless, the episode has reignited discussions about consistency in officiating and the role of VAR in reviewing off-the-ball incidents. As debates continue, the incident serves as another example of how fine the margins can be in modern football, where a single moment can dominate headlines long after the final whistle.